I hesitate to use the word comical, but there are comical elements to this. But this is a very serious situation that could cross the lines legally and become illegal.
Well, certainly we raised a lot of concerns about the security in that 6-page letter. And then we saw yesterday the Department of Justice weighed in with their concerns about the potential for violation of federal laws in this process.
Yes, and the federal laws cited by the Justice Department sending a letter again to the Arizona Republican senators, they cite that federal law creates a duty to safeguard and preserve federal election records. That's a pretty serious duty. It's a pretty serious law that could very well be being violated at this moment. And then there's also this plan to go door to door and question some voters. And the federal Justice Department is saying that could implicate anti-intimidation prohibitions of the Voting Rights Act. So there's multiple legal lines that they could cross at the federal level.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what the concerns outlined in our letter make clear why they were so intent on keeping the procedures secret, keeping the press, and keeping expert observers out of the room, because they didn't want us to know that this whole audit is a sham. And we are finding that out the more that we are able to be there and observe and see the lack of procedures that are actually in place.
And now they're going to crash into high school graduation that could stop them from actually doing what they are pretending to do there every day.
Right. So apparently high school graduations are scheduled starting on May 14th, and the lease that they have to do this audit runs out, and there's no plan for what they're going to do at this point. But it's clear that they're not going to be done counting at that point. So that just compounds the concerns we have about the security of all the ballots and the equipment and the chain of custody that is clearly not being addressed in an adequate fashion.
So their choices for the high school graduations that would take place in that building are to just push all of their equipment off to some corner somewhere while the kids are graduating, or pick everything up and move it to somewhere else. And again, all of that risks the chain of custody, as you call it, of the ballots. It risks the preservation of federal voting records that the federal government requires.
Yes, absolutely. And from what I've been able to see from communication between Ken Bennett and the facility is that storing the items there during the graduations is not an option, but he doesn't have another plan. So we're not sure what's going to happen.
Could it just be abandoned? Could you get to May 15th and this whole process just becomes abandoned?
I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I'm not in charge of the circus, so I don't know what their plan is.
Yeah. And so how is it being received in Arizona? Is it a purely partisan reception? Is it your sense that Republican voters think, yeah, this is great. This is a great way to do it, and Democratic voters don't?
Absolutely not. We are getting lots of concerns called into our office from across the political spectrum. Republicans, independents, Democrats, voters across Arizona are concerned about this process. They have been able to see what a sham it is, and that it is not actually a real audit, and that it's not going to determine anything different about the election than we already know, that it was a free and fair election. Joe Biden won Arizona, and the results we certified were accurate.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.